Alright, first and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory be to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors to the elders. Peace, citation, blessing to the Akim, laboring this truth. Shalom, hopeful elect. And I'm not sure what I'm going to title this lesson. Lord willing, be edifying. But I'm going to start off here in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16. And moreover, I'm going to start at, Salaki, I'm going to start up a little. I'm going to start at verse 14. I know that whatsoever the Most High doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. And the Most High doeth it, that men should fear before him. Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let's hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Verse 14. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. We're all, partaking in this judgment under the sun, you know what I mean? For the brothers that, had the spirit on them, it ain't been no easy walk, you know what I mean? No matter circumstances, but, at the end of the day, the Lord always provide a way out, What was that verse, with every temptation that, he provide a way out? Let me see if I can find that. I think it was a psalm. So like, I can't find that, but the brothers know what verse that is. If you could put it, comment. But anyways, we're all serving judgment. That's just what it is. You gotta get that again. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there. And so I'm going to start at 15. I think I didn't get 15. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and the Most High requireth that which is past. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So the wicked are ruled, wicked are in rule. You know what I mean? And the place of righteousness, is iniquity. And it makes me think of these so-called churches and everybody that's just misleading the sheep. There's iniquity everywhere, If you're not teaching the proper doctrine, then you're teaching people to go off, And I'm gonna get this verse here just on judgment. Judgment comes in all forms. Man, stupid tab ain't been working right. Salakia. Let me shut that. So, Ain't got no air on right now, just trying to, you know. A little warm in here. But, Salakia, why snow? Alright, so this is on judgment, you know what I mean? This is Numbers Numbers 12 verse 10. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. So, you know, to have pale skin, white skin, that's a form of leprosy. And in this case, Miriam, she was catching judgment. Yahawah, you know, turned her white as snow. You know what I mean? So, in this day and age, you know, that could be a form of judgment. You know, and plus you can't go off the race. You know what I mean? Because, you know, down the line, you know, it could be, you know, 1 to 12 tribes, and, you know, they, you know, had different women from different nations. You know, you know, like King David, you know, had 700 wives, 300 concubines. You know, when they would go to war, they'd take, you know, women from the other nations. You know, and yeah, but the seed, you know, was Numbers 118. You know, seed, it depends on the father. So you could, you know, and that's why, you know, you got that parable, the wheat and the tares. You know, a lot of people probably don't, you know, a lot of people that ain't in the truth, you know, getting, you know, full understanding from, you know, the brothers that, you know, teach like the brothers from GMS, you know, then they might not have that full understanding on that. But you know, you could have, you know, Israelite woman, you know, just say, you know, years, 100 years too, don't matter, just way down the line, you know, an Israelite woman that laid with a Edomite man, and then their son, or, you know, let's say their sons come out, and then they lay with Israelite women, and then so forth and so on. You know what I mean? So that's why, you know, you can't just go off the skin color thing. You know, I know a lot of these other camps, you know, they get a lot of, you know, views and likes and a lot of subscribers because, you know, they're pushing that you know, all the tribes, you know, look like the tribes, which if you take that, you know, into consideration there, you know, like I said, the Israelite woman could lay with the Edomite hundreds of years ago. Not even, it could just be, you know, a generation or two. And then from that point on, you know, they was strictly, you know, the man strictly laid with Israelite women, but his father would have been an Edomite, so that means he would have been an Edomite. And then all the sons from that point forth, they're probably going to get, you know, more pigmentation, but it don't matter that great-great-great-grandfather was an Edomite. But how are you going to know? That's why you got to understand these precepts, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's all right, you know, if you're bringing people to this truth, you know, any way you can. I mean, that's I can't say, you know, we can't do nothing against this truth, only for it, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. But, you know, I just, like I said, just the Spirit's on me to do this lesson here. Because, you know, I went to a local camp, and they, you know, they come at me a little hard at first, but then, you know, it was, you know, I was like, they asked me who the Israelites were. I said, y'all the Israelites, you know what I mean? And they, and then one of the brothers was like, who are the Israelites, you know? And I was like, the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and so-called natives, you know what I mean? And And I was like, but then you got your speckled birds. And, the brother was like, that's right. You might be one of them speckled birds. You know what I mean? And that's, they try try the spirit by the spirit, which I got that, or Romans 8, verse 16, spirit bear witness. I'm going to get that here in a minute. But let me see here. Continuing on. I also get this Proverbs 16 verse 17. And so, this is Proverbs chapter 16 verse 17. Salakia 16 verse 7. When a man's ways please the Lord, YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. So if your ways please the Lord, then your enemies are going to be at peace with you. And what's that verse? If it roughly paraphrasing, if it be, possible, be at peace with all men. You know what I mean? So, like me after I come to this truth, I don't look like, I don't look like an Israelite, I mean, I tan, you know what I mean? I tan. I got some Indian blood in me, obviously. But I ain't, you know what I mean? I ain't, did no ancestry report on that bullshit, you know what I mean? Plus, that's off. That's basing your facts on Esau's, records, which, yeah, obviously, the man destroys everything and lies about it, so. But, alright, so continuing on, I get Genesis chapter 17 verse 5. This is Genesis chapter 17 verse 5. I'm going to start at verse 2. Genesis chapter 17 verse 2. And I'll make my covenant between me and thee. The Most High is talking, to Abraham, Abram, and will multiply thee exceedingly. And Abram fell on his face, and the Most High talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Verse 5, Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. In verse 6, And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. But that's what it say right there, it's, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. But it all comes from that lineage, Before I didn't come to this truth, this is a little testimony, man. I was a little bugged out, kind of going off, it's kind of, woe was me spirit, and just, not living the righteous path, and I was, just messed up, you know what I mean, and just, dabbling and stuff, like, certain, medicine, doesn't say that, you know what I mean? I smoked weed and whatever, you know what I mean? But that's before I come to this truth. But I how can a man understand his ways, you know what I mean? Like it's just a part of, listen, it's part of the walk, part of judgment, and just, Lord, truly work in mysterious ways. But, what was that? Anyways, before I even knew about, the Israelites, all that stuff, like, I just had this spirit come on me, and I was like, just looking at my children and stuff, and I just felt the spirit on me, and I felt like, I'm, for some reason, I'm from a rural bloodline, man. It's like the Lord like revealed that to me without knowing the scriptures and all that on it. You know what I mean? But yeah. So as I get now. All right. So enough talking. Numbers 24. Numbers 24. Verse 7. And see, at the end of the day, man, if your spirit, is in this truth, you know what I mean, then that's what it is, man. Once I get Numbers 24 verse 7. Numbers 24 verse 7. He shall pour the water out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters, and his king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. And he shall pour his water out of his buckets. Buckets, meaning, where your seed comes from. You know what I mean? Your sack. And his seed shall be in many waters. Many. Pretty self-explanatory there. You know what I mean? But let's get that Romans 8:16. Romans 8 verse 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And if children, then hears of the Most High, and joint heirs with YAHAWASHI Mashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together with him. So that's another key factor. You know what I mean? If you have had a hellacious suffering ass life, you know what I mean? Like, just the kind of life that most people wanna, probably, end it. if it's anywhere close to that, then hey man, you're suffering. You know what I mean? Because I would say if you're of the world will love you as its own, but we're not of the world. You know what I mean? This is the Slovakia. So this is John chapter 12, verse 43, For they love the praise of men more than the praise of the Most High. And then verse 44, YAHAWASHI cried and said, He that believeth on me, believeth not on me, but on him that sent me. And he that seeth me, seeth him that sent me. Yahawashi, he's come, in his lot, and the world didn't, accept him to be the Lord and Savior. You know what I mean? So obviously, they're not going to accept Yahawashi. They're not going to accept. They didn't accept the true Savior, and that was, a lot of them were, a lot of them were Israelites that didn't accept Yahawashi. You had, just a lot of wicked, scribes and Pharisees, and there's a lot of wicked, Israelites. They wanted to save, when it come time to, crucify, Yahawashi, which, that was the prophecy that needed to be fulfilled. You know what I mean? But, you had your wicked, the wicked, Israelites, that they wanted to save the, that Caesar, whatever it was. They were, saying crucify Yahawashi. You know what I mean? So I'm saying, if your own nation, if the own nation ain't gonna accept, Yahawashi, then they're probably not gonna accept, a lot of us brothers, especially the brothers that's looking like, other nations. You know what I mean? But the brothers that do, welcome, that do have that, spirit on them, and have eyes to see, you know what I mean? That's the Lord's dealing with them, because Lord ain't dealing with everybody on the same level, because a lot of these, a lot of people, no matter what it is in every walk of life, they get to, doing something, they get that pridefulness about them, they lose that humbleness. At the end of the day, what does it say? Right here, John chapter 6, verse 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. It's the spirit that quickeneth. It's that's what it is, man. You know what I mean? Cause who are we? You know what I mean? Right here, John chapter 13, verse 16. Yahushua speaking, verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him. So at the end of the day, we're on this righteous path. You know what I mean? And we got to understand that, what is given to us is given to us from, Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi, and it's like he give it, he can take it away. It's like I heard brothers, say, that spirit, if that spirit, is off you, or, ain't heavy on you, you don't feel right, man. You just, like me, being new to this truth, but, there's, days that here lately I had a few days, where I can't, my focus, I want to, I'm constantly, listening to brothers, bringing out, lessons and videos, but my focus to, sit down and, get a lesson drawn up, and, just that spirit, the spirit wasn't on me, and I just, that hurts you, man. It bring you down, like, and, man, just, all praises, into the water, Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi, because, whew. But, let's see. Go back to Proverbs 28 verse 1. Proverbs 28 verse 1. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion. Righteous are as bold as a lion. So, take that for what it's worth, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get one out here. This is chapter Proverbs chapter 28 verse 5. Evil men understand not judgment, but they seek the Lord Yahweh. But they that seek the Lord Yahweh understand all things. Better is the poor that walketh in uprightness than he that is perverse in his ways, thou he be rich. You know. First John. This is First John chapter 4 verse 4. Ye are, actually I'll start verse 3. I'll start verse 1. Just First John chapter 4 verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are going out into the world. Hereby ye the Spirit of the Most High. Every spirit that confesses that YAHAWASHI is come in the flesh is of the Most High. Every spirit that confesses not that YAHAWASHI is come in the flesh is not of the Most High. And this is the spirit of Antichrist, whereof ye have heard that it shall come, and even now already is in the world. So even in this time, back when John and John the prophet and YAHAWASHI, back in these times, there's already Antichrist. We know this. Devil means deceiver. Anybody who opposes YAHAWASHI, that's an Antichrist. You know what I mean? You got these plantation Christian churches, bringing out false doctrine. They're going on going off of traditions of man rather than understanding this word in truth and sincerity, but at the end of the day they're doing it for a lot of them are doing it for it's a way of life. They profit from it. I mean, look at all these millionaire preachers and the brothers that's on the highways and byways that's bringing this truth out, that's in camps, you don't see that, ain't no brothers, making no money. And if they are, that's tithes and offerings, but it ain't the same, man. It ain't the same, man. But continuing on, verse 4. Ye are the Most High, little children, and have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. So, just like earlier I was saying, we've had a lot of judgment. We've had, a rough road, you know what I mean? A lot of brothers, and it's like I say, Lord, he put everybody in their lot. I know, some brothers' struggles and battles, might not, seem amount to some of the other brothers, but in a way, we've all had to, we've all been, tried by that fire, and still, continuing on, with faith, and with, now we're in this truth, with, that righteous sense, that righteous spirit, But it says, verse 5, they are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. So, brothers, if we out here listening, like I say, I follow the brothers from GMS, like-minded brothers, and the world don't want to listen to them. The world don't, I fuck just in worldly, worldly, aspects of my life. I realized that the world don't, they didn't want to associate with me too much. You know what I mean? I never, they just like to look at me or something. But I realized because people wouldn't be listening to me, I just be talking. This motherfucker ain't even listening to me. You know what I mean? Just, but hey, that's what it is right there. Read again, 1 John chapter 4 verse 5. They are the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. And that goes hand in hand with if you are of the world accepts you as their own. What was there? My phone's at 10%. Alright, we're good. What was that? Let me get. I didn't get that one. Matthew. Don't get me wrong, even me, I can, sense the spirits on people, but sometimes I just remain humble, you know what I mean? People, just, this guy I work with, I think he's an Amalekite. I don't know that. I just know that, whatever my spirit, it bothers him. You know what I mean? And then there's, just, weird, there's this kind of weird vibe, but here lately I just been, being humble, keep my head down, and just, I don't, go out of my way to, make problems, you know what I mean? Like, I'm 30 years old, I've been down them roads, and man, I've had fucking a lot of jobs in my life, and ain't none of them last very long. You know what I mean? So, I got 3 kids and trying to, probation fees and fines and shit, you know what I mean? But hey, I'm here now. That's what matters, The Lord, Lord opened my eyes, it took a lot of, just pain and suffering, and even in this walk, you suffering, being here with vexed, vexed in the spirit, vexed like Lot is vexed by the filthy conversation of the wicked. It was a conversation, and, it goes into the way of life, this wicked way of life, it just vexes us, man. We're not of this world, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're in this flesh, and we have our our fleshly lust every now and then, but the brothers that can cast them down and walk according to the spirit, that's beautiful. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's what we want to do. You know. But yeah, in this flesh, it's that's just a walk of faith. You gotta just everybody work out their own salvation, fear and trembling at the end of the day. But Lord willing, we're that number, brothers. But anyway, I was gonna get Matthew chapter 18, verse 16. Chapter 18, I'm gonna start verse 13. YAHAWASHI, speaking talking about alright, I'm gonna start verse 12. verse 11, Salakia. Matthew chapter 18, verse 11. For the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost. How think ye, if a man have 100 sheep, and one of them going astray, doeth he not leave the 99, and goeth into the mountains, and seeketh that which is gone astray? And if so be that he find it, verily I say unto you, he rejoiced more of that sheep than of the 99 which went not astray. Even so is not the will of your Father which is in heaven, that one of these little ones should perish? Moreover, if the brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. And if he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established. But oh, here it is. This is the one I was wanting, Salakia. Hey, that was good too. But I was wanting verse 6. Matthew chapter 18, verse 6. Start at verse 4. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whosoever shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. But whosoever shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Yup. Yup. And that goes, hand in hand with, just right here, Romans chapter 8, verse 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For to be carnal mind is death, but to be spiritual mind is life and peace. Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit, if so be that the Spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now if any man have not the Spirit of YAHAWASHI, he is none of his. And if YAHAWASHI, if Mashiach be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the Spirit is life because of righteousness. Wow, fire, brothers. But that was the lesson right there. Just I know we all, back what I was saying though, like I look at law, I have done this, most of my life, because I was poor, I didn't know my dad. My mama was with some dude that never had a job, that lived off his parents giving them money. We were poor as shit, and my mama worked minimum wage most of my life. She didn't have a job, so a lot of times we lived off the fucking food stamps and shit. You know what I mean? And I didn't know my dad. And then when I was about 16, dude my mom was with, we got into it. He called the police on me and shit. And anyways, we were splitting up, and we come to where my dad was come find out he was in prison, because his old woman was, cheating on him. He kicked in the door. He's in prison. But anyways, I got to kind of talk to him on the phone a little bit. But before he come out of prison, collapsed in his cell, brain cancer. Life fly him to Oklahoma City and shit. He come out of that. He was in coma, DNR. He come out of that for a month and then died. You know what I mean? But I ain't never had shit unless it's something I work for, pretty much. What the Lord has blessed me with. You know what I mean? But I've always, just driving around, in my little old, shitty old car, truck, whatever I had. look at these little young ass fucking, you know, rich kids, and you know, just even to this day, you know, little fucking, you know, little devils, man. But hey, this is their heaven. This is our hell. You know what I mean? We gotta understand that. But yeah, like I get vexed by it in the spirit. You know, I'm like fucking Esau. You know what I mean? And hey, that's just part of it. But like I say, you know, if the man's ways please the Lord, even his enemies be at peace with him. And if it be, you know, rough paraphrasing, if it be, you know, at all possible, be at peace with all men. You know, so you know this is judgment under the sun. You know, and you know we're seeking the kingdom to come. Lord willing, we are that number. You know what I mean? But I hope this lesson was edifying. You know, I was supposed to say, you know, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Shalom.